Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I buy 3 cars in 3 days. I'm really excited about what happens in today's video. A lot of it rides on if the vehicle is in the same condition as what the seller says on Facebook Marketplace, and if I'm the first to get the opportunity. I'm just gonna go to the bank, gonna grab some funds, and we're going to hopefully be the first in line for these 3 cars. First one, 1986 Nissan 300ZX. This is a 2+0 car, which means that it has no back seat from the factory. It's original color, has some rust, but it has 20,000 original miles. Engine doesn't start, but it has good compression. And it's been sitting at least until the early to mid 90s. Second car, 2011 Chevy Cruze. That one appears to be a 3-owner car with 150,000 miles. Has no key, so we're taking a gamble. We don't know if it runs or drives. And they want $750 for it. And vehicle 3, a 2013 Chevy Malibu, 78,000 miles, looks to be a 1 or a 2-owner car, and they want $1,500 for it. It's a hybrid model, and it cranks, but it doesn't start up. Let me know in the comments, which car are you most excited to see on the channel? I know my favorite. I'm not gonna bias you with it, but if you've been around the channel long enough, I think you know which one I'm most excited about. But the goals for each car are going to be a little bit different. Depending on how nice the 86 is, I may either want to rebuild it, restore it, enjoy it a little bit. The plan for the Chevy Cruze is, let's just make a gamble. It's $750 for a 12-year-old car. Right now, with what inflation is like, that's a really good deal for a car that has a lot of questions. So let's just invest in a key, see if it starts up, go from there. And the plan for the Malibu is, let's diagnose it, see what's wrong. Hopefully it's a quick fix, and we'll go from there. All of this largely depends on what happens once I see these cars in person and have a chance to peel back the onion. Some sellers are not comfortable with recording, so you may not be able to see much in that moment, but when I get it back to the house, we'll try to do a quick review on it. So let's see what this Nissan is about, make sure it has original mileage, and if it really is a good deal. There it is, 86 300ZX. Let's see what's to it. So it's complete. Clean title, all of that stuff?
Yeah, original too.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't take anything out. We got it like this. Plus, I got more parts. Okay. I put everything here, all that. It's not a problem.
Okay. Are you firm on the price? Like, what do you have to have for it?
That's what I wanted for it, because I paid more for it. But we could probably work something out if you really want it, you know.
Okay, man. I won't waste your time. I'm thinking 15, and I'll tow it out of here. Just a little bit of risk with the floors, but and then trying to put everything back together. What do you think?
17?
17? Do 17.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a deal.
Got it, we're good.
All right, so the deal is done. I officially bought a 300ZX. It's a 1986 with 20,000 original miles. Taking a look at the Carfax, it's had 20,196 miles for at least a year and a half. So we know it's been sitting for at least that bit. The windshield has an inspection sticker from 1994. So that may be, the last time it was actually on the road. Who knows? The vehicle history report was kind of slim on details. There was basically no records besides the initial one at 148 miles and then the for sale listing in 2022 with the same mileage on it. We struck a deal at $1,700. I'm gonna get a tow to take it back home. We'll see what it's like once we get it back to the shop. I'm really excited about this. Looking inside, it was at a mechanic shop, so they were taking things apart and trying to figure out how to get it to start up and run and all of that. So I did see the theft module unplugged, disconnected. There were some wires that were plucked out. So it's going to be interesting to kind of tie it all together. But you all know I love electronics. That is the best part of the car to me. So I really like these Z31s. I'm a Z31, Z32 guy. I don't hate one or the other. And the 80s angular style is kind of what drew me in. The super low miles as well. The floorboards, they do have some rust, but they're still solid. So I'm thinking, you know, pour 15 or some type of rust treatment will bring them back. If I don't have to weld new floor pans in, it will help preserve the integrity of it. So I'm thinking once you scale away the rust that is there, there'll be some good metal underneath it. The passenger seat was out of the car, so I was able to take a look and see the floorboards, see what things look like. I took off one of the T-tops as well. The channel is nice and clean, no signs of rust. So it had been sitting outside, that you can tell for sure. But the great part is it turns over. It's halfway to running. So let's get back home and we can see what it's like once the car gets delivered. Alright, so you saw that. The deal is officially done for the 300ZX. I'm officially a Z owner, and I'm excited to tear into that one, but there's no rest, so we're gonna head over to the next cars and hopefully we can make a deal. While I'm at this red light, let me tell you what happened. I saw the Chevy Cruze on Facebook Marketplace at 3 hours. The listing was 3 hours old, and a lot of people, I'm sure, hit him up because it's a really great deal. So what I did was I took a look at his profile and looked at the other cars that he had for sale. And I noticed that he had several cars. A couple were parts only. And then there was this Chevy Cruze for $1,500 that was listed as a mechanic special. So I said, how can I move to the top of that list and get the Chevy? I make a deal on both. So therein lies the plan. We buy both Chevys, we get it back, we title them in my name, we see what we can get for them after we fix them up, and we'll go from there. Should be really easy. Hopefully it's just a key on the Cruze. And what I've done in the meantime is I reached out to a locksmith. Haven't worked with this locksmith before, so it'll be the first time. And I asked him for a price and scheduled a time for him to come the next day. So in 24 hours, we'll at least see what both of these cars need. This is an impound deal where he just tows the cars to the yard and I guess he just applies for the title and he ends up getting them. So he's not sure on the condition of these cars, but there's two ways of thinking about it. Now, this is a huge generalization, and let me know if I'm wrong or if you know of another one. But there's two situations when it comes to impound cars. And the big question is which situation each of these cars fall into. Situation one, the car gets impounded for whatever reason, and the owner just doesn't have the money to pay. It sucks, but they let a good vehicle go because they couldn't afford the tow fee and whatever else it costs to get the car out of impound. Situation two, the car gets impounded for whatever reason, and the person has the money, but they feel like the car isn't worth what they're about to pay, especially when you add in the additional things that the car needs. So they just cut their losses, go out and buy something else. Now I'm hoping, and we're hoping for situation number one. And we can catch ourselves in situation number two, but still make out ahead as long as whatever they thought was wrong with it was wrong or it's a cheap fix. Yes, I'm doing the labor myself, but my time is still valuable. So there's still a time cost associated with that. So as long as we enter out ahead on both of those fronts, we'll be good. We're still about half an hour away from these two cars, but once I get there, we'll take a look and see what's to them. I just pulled up and it looks like it's at a local dealership. Looks like it's at a Jeep dealer, so it says it's an impound. He said in the listing it's an impound, so curious to hear the story. Let me call him.
Hello?
Hey James, it's Bernie. I just pulled up. Are you in the dealership?
No, next door is Sunoco gas station.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's a tow lot over there.
Oh, I
It's
see.
my overflow towing lot.
Let me walk up. I think so.
So white trailers and boulevard on.
Oh, okay. I think I do see it. Okay. Here I come.
Yeah, it's $50 a day storage. So you think about it for 2 or 3 weeks being smart and not picking your car up. Well, it's $50 a day.
Okay, so here's the Malibu. I mean, here's a Cruise. A little rough. Smoker car, a lot of mold. Not really something I want to deal with. It's going to be at least $300 just for them to clean it up. Money may not be here. No coolant in it. Bad oil and it's low. The Malibu looks a lot better. Looks like a cleaner car. I did see spark plug number 4 off of the car, so that is something. But either way, I may make a deal on the Malibu, but there's somebody else here to take a look at it too, so we'll see how that goes. So we just fired it over. We just tried to crank it up, and looks like sounds like it's loose. Timing belt probably went.
You want to come back and take a look at anything else? Yeah.
Those two cars, and they could be deals for somebody, but just not for me. The 2013 Malibu, it's a hybrid, and once he started it up, or tried to start it up, you could tell something was loose with the engine. Coil number 4 was unplugged and tucked behind the cover, and it just sounded like the timing chains or the timing belt let loose. So likely it needed a whole nother engine. And then the $750 Cruise today would be great when somebody cleaned it up, but it still had a salvage title. It was involved in 2 accidents before then. So just doing the math, it was not a sound investment. The big problem with that Malibu is the engines are $2,500 to $3,500 already. And then once you look to sell it, especially in today's market, like hopefully you get $6,000, right? But if you got to sell it for less than $6,000, you're kind of taking a loss, especially when you factor in your time. So it just didn't make sense for me to buy. So it looks like we're gonna have to be okay with one vehicle, and I'm really excited. The Z was what I was after anyway, so thankfully we're able to make that deal happen. Let's get back home and we can start to unpack what that car is and what it needs. So a few days have set in and I've realized the extent of my purchase, and there are no regrets here. I scored a 20,000 mile Z31 for $1,700. So let's unwrap it. I'll give you a tour, show you everything that I have and all of the work I have to do. So here's my new to me Z31, and the goal for this thing is to get it to run, drive, and stop. And if we can do those 3 things, then I'll decide if I want to fully rebuild it or just pass it along to somebody else who wants to take it the rest of the way. With only 20,000 miles, I'm sure it has a lot of life left in it. It has been neglected, but so has everything else on this channel, and we've brought it all back to life. So if you like what I'm doing, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you in the next one.